Hey, good morning. Happy Thursday. So, we're in the house, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to reframe like how I talk about this whole, being in the house type of thing. Instead of saying I have to be in the house, I'm starting to say I get to be, or I get to work from home, or I get to be home with my daughter and spending time and stuff like that. These are like little mental tricks that I have to do for myself to keep from like going stir crazy or like getting depressed or stuff like that. I'm finding little tricks, and the internet is so cool. So I found this quote that said, "If you can't go outside, go inside. Have a wonderful trip." And I think that's so important. Somebody left down in the comment section, and I need to get your name, but thank you so much for that comment you left, mentioning how you've downloaded meditation. I think you purchased a meditation album or something like that, and that's kind of been helping you. And hey, I'm here for that, because one guided meditation artist that I would recommend is Christmas Miller. I think her album is pretty old. I downloaded it back in, I think it was 2014, but it was very instrumental in helping me. I was going through a tough time at that time, and I would listen to it every day on my way to work. And so what I started doing after seeing your comment is listening to it in the morning. There's about 4 or 5 different MP3s, and I listen to the one on prosperity like every morning now. The community of folks that watch these videos is so amazing. So shout out to all of you, and you all are so kind and helpful towards each other. I love to see, when I look down in the comments, if I see people like having a conversation amongst themselves. That is so awesome. So keep the conversations going. Let's keep encouraging each other, keep looking out for each other. And I'm going to check back in today. I haven't been doing my daily check-ins just because I'm like, do people really want to just see me say hi? But I'm saying hi. Hi. I hope you all are doing well. I have some more videos coming. I uploaded, well, by the time you see this, I will have uploaded either 2 or 3 videos from my trip to Thailand last year. And what I've started doing is at the beginning of those videos, I put a message saying that this footage was recorded last year, because no, I'm not traveling. I'm practicing physical distancing. I'm not going to say social distancing, because I'm still being social. With all this technology we have, we're still able to be social. So that's another thing. I'm reframing my mind to say physical distancing. Okay? So anyway, I'm super excited. My family that's down in the States, so my parents, my brother, my sister, and I are going to do a Zoom this weekend so we can kind of check in with each other. And I don't know who came up with that idea, but shout out to my family big time for thinking of doing that. I didn't think of doing that, I guess, because I spend so much time on those platforms anyway. I didn't even think of it from like a family check-in standpoint. So anyway, I am going to get back to work. I just wanted to take a quick break and check in with you all, see how you doing. You doing okay? You got enough water? You staying hydrated? Got your vitamin C and all that good stuff? All right, good. Okay, so I will check in with you later today. I think I'm gonna make some curry fish using cod, and I'll probably do some jasmine rice and some veggies, so maybe I'll record that. I don't know, you guys. I'm just trying to come up with ideas. And then another thing that I'm thinking about doing is I have a few things that are like Alaska made, or that are Alaskan, so I'm thinking about doing a haul, so I'll probably attach it to this weekly video towards the end, so stay tuned. I have some pretty cool stuff to show you, and yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. All right, I'll check back in. Hey there, checking in. So it's about 4 p.m. my time, Alaska time, on Thursday. And I wanted to pose a question to my project managers out there. I think there's a couple people who watch this channel that are PMs. Do you prefer waterfall, agile, or a combination of both project methodologies when you're managing your projects? So I know for me, traditionally, I use the waterfall approach, but I have used agile, and I've used a combination too. I think that's also helpful. But like when you're meeting with your project team, do you allow them to drive which methodology you're going to use, or do you kind of like, you know, base it off of your experience and your recommendations and stuff like that? I do like to collaborate with the team. However, what I find sometimes if people are too busy, they're not really paying attention to like if you're using water or, you know, building out your project plan using waterfall versus agile. Hello. Well, it's Saturday. We don't have a lot going on today, so I'm just kind of sitting around and, well, actually I've been doing some spring cleaning, getting that out of the way, and just writing down some different video ideas. So anyway, Kasha and I spent last night playing Monopoly, and she kicked my ass. She is serious about Monopoly. She's serious about her money, so I hope she's like that in real life. And then we played dominoes, and of course, I wasn't about to let her school me. So, yeah, we just kicked it here, enjoying ourselves. And then today has just been real easy breezy, you know, been doing a little bit of research and stuff. So it's been good. Tomorrow, I am going to be uploading another video. And I also wanted to do like and I don't know what I'm going to call it, my Alaskan stuff haul or something like that. Not sure. But I want to make sure that I keep this trend going where I'm uploading a video every week, at least once a week. So hopefully you guys have checked out my videos or vlogs from when I was over in Thailand. And I have one more, I think. No, two more actually. So someone mentioned to me that they got a job offer over at UAA. Congratulations. And you wanted to know if I had any advice. So let me know what you want advice on. Is it advice on moving? Is it advice on UAA? Is it, I actually have, yeah, advice on UAA. I used to have a friend that worked at UAA, but they don't work there anymore. So yeah, I'm going to get to editing this weekly vlog, get it out the door, and start working on the next week. All right. So it is Sunday, April 5th, and I'm in a really good mood. I had a heck of a time falling asleep last night. I had a little bit of anxiety because, you know, I really need to get better about being selective about the information that I'm reading about this current situation. So yeah, I probably fell asleep around like 2 o'clock, and I got up and out of bed like around 8 or 8:30, where normally on the weekends I'm like a 4:30 or 6 o'clock type of person. But anyway, I'm feeling good. I slept good. And now I am about to run out, and I want to make a nice dinner for myself today. I am going to make a grilled cheese sandwich that has a turkey burger. So I guess it's like a grilled turkey burger sandwich. Something like that. So, and it's really yummy. I saute onions and put some cheddar cheese on it, or whatever kind of cheese I have on hand. And then I make it like a grilled cheese. I don't know if I'm explaining it very well. But yeah, I'm going to get out of the house, go and grab a bottle of white wine and a salad. I haven't had like fresh vegetables in a while. I have plenty of frozen, but I haven't had like a nice salad. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the ingredients for that. And then I saw a recipe for potato, I think it's potato cakes. Potato cakes. I saw a recipe for scallion potato cakes, and I want to give that a try. So I think that's going to be really good. It looks really good. It's aesthetically appealing when you look at the picture. So if it turns out good, I'll leave the recipe in the description box. So anyway, I hope you're doing well. This is either going to be the first video of my weekly vlog, or it's going to be like at the tail end of the previous week's vlog. I'm not sure if I want to start these vlogs on Sunday or Monday. I don't know. So we shall see. Hey guys, so we out here in these streets making our grocery runs and stuff, and I will say for the most part I'm able to get just about everything that I need. They're doing a really good job at keeping the toilet paper and the paper towels and the items that kind of seem to disappear. They're rationing them out to where you're only allowed like maybe 2 per customer or something like that. But yeah, I made my little run. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, we got everything. I got my wine, and I'll show you like what my favorite wine is when we get back to the house. But yeah. All right, well, on a brighter note, spring has sprung. So it's like it's 37 degrees right now, and so you can still see the ice rink out here. You know, people like, there are so many different locations where people go ice skating during the winter time. But yeah, the snow is starting to melt. You can see that right there. So, I mean, I'm getting excited, and I am hopeful that we will have an opportunity to get out in it and enjoy spring, maybe the latter part of spring and summer. Hey y'all, so I am back at the house and I finished making my grocery run. So let me show you real quick like some of my favorite wines. So I haven't had anything to eat, so I'm not about to pour myself a glass of wine right now. I'm not hungry, and it's like 12:33, so I think what I might do is maybe like some chips and salsa and some sour cream or something like that. I think what I'm gonna do, yeah, I'm gonna grab a snack, head over to the couch, and then we'll run through a few Q&As. Be back in a second. Oh, and these tortilla chips are so good. You see the sign here? Made in Alaska. So this is like a local company here, and I love these chips. Okay, let's get into this Q&A. I was gonna turn this into like a snack mukbang, but I won't do that to y'all. Okay, first question. This question is from Dr. Thomas. I've been offered a position with UAA. I think I talked about this in the previous video. And maybe moving up from, I think PA is Pennsylvania. Don't come for me in the comments if it's not. Do you have any advice? So again, what I would say is, if there's anything specific that you want advice on, if you could let me know, then that way I can better tailor my question. I would definitely say, depending on when you're planning to move up here, I'd imagine probably summer, so before the school year begins is when you would be moving up. The weather here is typically really nice, and when I say nice, I mean like in the 70s, upper 60s, 70s, all the way up through the 80s in the summertime, if you're going to be moving up in the summer. If you're going to be moving up closer to like the fall time frame, then it starts to get a little chilly. So I'd say it starts getting kind of chilly like mid to late August. Definitely September is when we start getting down to like the mid to low 40s, maybe sometimes the upper 40s. We might hit the 50s, but you know, I would just say, just really take a look at like the temperature trends, so that way you're prepared and you know how to dress for the weather. Now, as far as like relocation in general, so what I would say is, and you've probably already done this, start looking around for like different apartments near that area. I can't think of what the zip code is, but if you Google University of Alaska Anchorage, get the zip code, plug that in. I mean, if you want to work close, if you want to live close to where you work, which is something I would probably do if I was new to an area, then I think that would be a really good idea for you to start doing that now if you haven't already. But yeah, if you have more specific questions, then go ahead and leave them down in the comment section of this video. Okay, so this next question is from Stella A-Line, and she says, "Thank you for all your videos. The way you explain and what you show, it is awesome. May I ask you if there are plenty of foreigners working, living in Anchorage?" We have a pretty wide range of different cultures here. We have, of course, your white, black, Asian, Polynesian, Hispanic, Italian, Portuguese. I mean, people from all over the world live here. You know, it's pretty amazing. And so I would say, yeah, we have, oh, and when you say foreigners, I guess you mean like people who are not American? Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I work with some people who are from Russia, and they like have visas to work over here and stuff like that. So I would say from that aspect, my exposure has been that, so Russian, people from India, I think there was one guy from Australia maybe, and some Canadian people. So yeah, I would say that we have, I mean, this is just based on my exposure, pretty diverse, have, I would say, a fair amount of foreigners working here in Anchorage. So this next question is from Jersey Club. And Jersey Club says, "Did you go on vacation alone? I wish I had the guts to do so." And so this comment was left, I believe, on my trip to my vlog in Thailand. And yes, I did go on that trip alone. It was my first time traveling outside the country, and it was it was not my first solo trip, however, but it was my first time traveling outside the country. Would I recommend that, and this is just speaking from a female's point of view, would I recommend that a female go and venture out to a different country on her own? Absolutely. I would say if you do your research, and they have plenty of articles out there. What I did is I Googled countries that were safe for solo female travelers. And then also there are there are tons of videos on YouTube of where women share their solo travel adventures. And that really empowered me and got me really comfortable with the idea of traveling solo. So I don't know if men would have certain types of reservations about traveling on their own, but from a woman's perspective, I think it's really important for you to consider the country you're going to, and then also take a look at, you know, whether or not females have in the past felt comfortable traveling to those countries. Okay, so this next question is from Patrick McDonald. So Patrick asked, "Just wondered, how often do you get down to the lower 48 states?" So Patrick, my family lives in the lower 48. And for the most part, I would say I've gotten down to see them at least once a year. I may have missed a year here and there, but for the most part, I do tend to travel down to see them. And then also what I started doing is taking trips. So not just to see my family, but my daughter and I, we flew out last year. We went to Houston to see Ariana Grande in concert. I did a couple trips down to, I went to Arizona, Memphis, and then St. Louis. And most of those trips were for my job. They were work related. Okay, so this next question is from MBAC Jones, and she asked, how did you begin your career start in the technology field? So I actually have a video where I talk about how I got started in IT, and I'm trying to think of the name of that video. I'll link it down below in the description box. But the way I got started in IT, it was so funny. So I didn't pursue IT initially as a passion. So my passion was like doing hair, doing makeup, that kind of stuff. So I was gonna go to cosmetology school. And the guy I was dating at the time, he was like, well, I mean, that just sounds so typical. You know, a black woman going into doing hair and, you know, makeup and stuff like that. Why don't you do something unconventional? And during that time, that was like back in the late 90s. And I was like, well, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And he said, if you really want to make money, why don't you go into information technology, IT? And I was like, okay, I'm not really a techie person. I mean, we had computers, you know, growing up and everything, but I never envisioned myself working in the technology field. I always thought I wanted to be an accountant. I took a couple classes at university for that. I was bored out of my mind and quickly knew that wasn't something I wanted to do. So, at his recommendation, I enrolled at one of the technical colleges here in Anchorage. And I found that it came very easily to me. It was interesting. I enjoyed writing code because I'm a creative person. And so for me, it was like the creative process. And it just so happened that when I started taking classes there, the bank where I was working had a position for an admin assistant. And so I said, okay, well, this will kind of get my foot in the door. Let me apply. So I interviewed for the job. They liked me and they hired me on. So in my mind, admin assistant, I thought I was going to be doing more secretarial stuff. But as it turned out, it was more like help desk type of position. And so I started out troubleshooting, did some desktop support, things like that. And by the time I graduated from the technical college, I had at least 3 years of technical experience under my belt. And I did like a variety of different jobs within that job position. So I did some technical writing and all kinds of stuff. And you know, it's interesting, 20 years later, here I am still in information technology. And I have to say, it's not the money that's kept me in it. It's not the money. I found that I love empowering people, and you really can empower people through information technology and make jobs. Or if you're implementing something, the right product, it should make life a lot more efficient. So I like that. And then I also like the creative aspect of it, taking a concept or an idea, fleshing it out, building it, testing it, and then rolling it out, and then it's working the way that the person who requested it or the group or organization requested it to work. So that's how I got started in information technology. If you want a little bit more detail, I would say watch my video, and like I said, I'll link it down in the description box. Okay, so here is a question that I get not as much as I used to before, but when I first started this channel, oh my gosh, I got called all kinds of names for being a black woman living in Alaska. And I just couldn't understand that. To me, it was just, I don't know, it amazes me at how people think that because of your culture, because of your skin color, or whatever, that certain places are off limits to you. That to me just seems really, really odd. So anyway, this person's question, and I know it didn't come from a malicious place, so you know, if you're watching, please don't take it that way. But the question was, so I hope this doesn't come off the wrong way, but why would a black person move to Alaska? So to answer that question, I moved here by way of the military because my dad got stationed up here. And my dad, he's one of those people, you're not going to put him in a box. And so, you know, I believe he selected Alaska. And I mean, he loved it here. Absolutely loved it. I mean, he's the outdoorsman. He loves fishing and all that kind of stuff. And so that's how I ended up in Alaska. Now, what's kept me here has been my career. I have friends that are like family, you know, and I've made a very good life for myself in Alaska. But what I want to just say is that don't put yourself in a box. You know, we are all global citizens of this planet. And if you want to go and live on top of a mountain, then guess what? You probably can do that. Watch yourself some videos, do what you gotta do, you know, but don't allow your culture or your skin color to keep you from exploring. You know what I mean? Come on, y'all, it's 2020. Okay, so here's the next question. And this question is from Fifi Moyes. And she asks, love your videos. Is there a large Caribbean population in the Anchorage area? So I would say, at least from my knowledge, there's not a large Caribbean population here. There is a growing African population though. And I think that quite a few of the people who move up here, they move here, and some of them work on visas or what have you. They go into like the assisted living profession. A lot of the Africans that I've met have gone into assisted living or some type of medical profession here. And it's growing. It's growing by leaps and bounds. And I believe there's some kind of program to where at least the Sudanese people, they get placed in different areas throughout Alaska, I think to get, maybe to make it more populated, but then they give them jobs and all this stuff. I don't know what the name of the program is, but that's just kind of something I heard from one of the teachers here. Okay, so here is another question. Antoine Walls. What is it like being Black in Alaska? So I would say being Black in Alaska, I don't have anything to compare it to really. I did live in Texas for a little while, and I'll say that the one thing I will say about being Black in Alaska is there doesn't seem to be that much Black culture here anymore. And what I mean is that, so we have Black radio stations, but there really isn't a ton of representation, I would say. So I don't know a really good way to put that, because I remember growing up, we would have like different Black organizations. We would have events. So Juneteenth was a really big one. It's not as popular anymore. We had concerts up here. They would bring up Black artists, and you see that a little bit, but it was a lot more back in the day. But overall, being a Black person in Alaska, and I would say because it's so diverse here, it's not a problem. What I would say too is every now and then you're going to run into some people, and I believe they're probably from the lower 48s or whatever, that come up here with a racist mentality. You know, they have issues with Black people, but they also have issues with Asian people. They have issues with Alaska Native people, and I'm like, dude, this is, to be honest, let's be real, this is their land. So if you don't like interacting with Alaska Native people or anybody else, this is not the place for you. You know, okay, I'm gonna go to the next question. All right, so this next question is from Rafe West. And Rafe asks, are you originally from there? So I've answered this one in the previous video. I wasn't born in Alaska, but we moved here when I was very young. So I want to say I was probably 5 or 6 or something like that. All right, so anyway, that is gonna do it for the Q&A for this weekly vlog. And then I'll probably start the vlog today for the next week, so for this week. But I wanted to throw in a little something extra because I felt like all I did with this previous vlog was say hi. And I'm like, come on, let's give them a little something more than that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm just trying to find ways to keep people interested. I'm not able to get out as much as I would like to. Hopefully all that will change soon. I don't know, but I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of each other. Drop me a line if you have any other questions. Go ahead and put them in the comment section. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.